Amanda with Ditto is just about ready for us. We're going to check in with her and see if she's ready. So have fun, ask questions, and we do have specials happening. So let's see, Amanda, are you ready for us? I think she is.
Hello, I'm Amanda. I am a Ditto educator. Thank you for having me here today. I am super excited to share with you Ditto. If you are new to Ditto, I'm going to tell you all about the hardware, the app, and how you go about getting custom patterns that you can project onto your fabric. So if you have any questions throughout this demo, please put them in the chat. I am coming to you from my home studio outside of Philadelphia. So if there's any technical issues or anything like that, just bear with us as we get through it. So let's get started. First, I want to talk about what comes in the Ditto box. So Ditto is a pattern projector. So what you're gonna get when you order your Ditto is, and I wanna make a note, ignore my camera here. That is just so I can show you my table. And the reason I point that out is because Ditto does not need to be mounted to your wall or ceiling or anything, which is really fantastic. No permanent setup, although if you'd like a permanent setup, that's an option for you. So first, it is this projector up here, and it is attached to this tension mounted beam, which means it goes between your ceiling and floor. Anywhere between 7.5 and 10-foot ceilings will be just fine. And you just prop this into place and you're able to adjust the projector on the beam once it's in place. It takes less than 10 minutes to set up. It's really fantastic if you do not have a dedicated sewing space. You can set this up at your dining room table, or you can have it in a permanent space. For me, mine is right against my wall right here, and my table slid up against it, so it really only takes a few inches out of my sewing space, and it looks really nice and sleek, and it's going to help me project my patterns. So also in the box, you're going to get this mat here, which this does fold up. Again, makes it really easy to move and take it to different spaces in your house or to a friend's house or wherever you're sewing. You're also going to get a rotary cutter and these handy weights. Everyone really loves these heavy duty weights. They're really nice and hold your fabric down as you're cutting, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. You're also going to get a set of splicing stickers, and these stickers help you cut something that is larger than the mat. The mat is 24 by 36, and sometimes, you know, a pair of pants will be bigger than that. These stickers are going to help you move your piece along, so I'll show you that as well in a moment. So that comes in the box. You're also going to get a 3-month free trial of our subscription. You do not need a subscription to use Ditto. However, a subscription is really going to unlock all the features Ditto has to offer. So I'll talk about that as well when we get into the website and our app. So that's everything that comes in your box. Really easy to set up and get started. I do get the question a lot, can I use my own cutting mat? And the answer is yes. So this mat, you can cut on it, but the main purpose is for calibration. So this projector is really easy to calibrate and make sure you get that perfect projection in the right percentage of your piece. This mat's gonna help you do that. So some people like to switch out their mat and use their own mat that they have, whether it's self-healing or not. So if you have a favorite mat, you can use that for Ditto. You're just gonna use this mat for calibration. You can also cut on this mat, which you'll see. So that is everything that comes in the box. So now I want to show you our website and how to get patterns. So give me a second to switch over my cameras. Okay, so here I am on my iPad. And what I want to show you is this is our Ditto Patterns website. So you'll go to dittopatterns.com, and the website is where you're going to purchase your patterns, or if you have a subscription, add your patterns to your library. I'm going to show you some of our patterns here. So we currently have over 900 patterns in our website. We're adding more occasionally. So definitely check out our email newsletter or our website to find out when we're adding patterns. And there's even a section for new arrivals. And you can see here that we have a mix of our Ditto branded patterns. It'll say Ditto above the name of the pattern, or some of those third-party patterns you know really well, like Liesl & Co., Style Arc, Simplicity. So we have lots of options for you, the things you already know, as well as the Ditto branded patterns. Today, I want to focus on our Ditto branded patterns because those are the ones that you can adjust style as well as size. And that means you can actually enter your measurements into these patterns and get a custom fit. So let me go here. We'll pick out a dress. Any of these that say customizable here, you see this little yellow bubble. That means you can do more than just enter your measurements. This means that you can also choose things like necklines, sleeves. There's a little different options for each garment. So this one here, if I wanted to change the length, it'll change the illustration here. I can also choose my sleeves and it changes for me. So that's one aspect of the customizations. That is called style customization. The really exciting part about Ditto is that you can actually enter your measurements and get a perfect fit. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with choosing a base size, and there is a handy size chart here that you can use to get kind of close to whatever you need to. And don't worry, we're gonna enter our measurements, so you don't need to worry about it falling in a perfect category, because none of us do. So if you're between sizes, Ditto is really handy because you're just gonna pick a starting size and then we're gonna customize it. So I'm gonna give this a name and I'm going to hit add to library. So now you can see here, this dress I just added is in my pattern library. And it has all the information of how I customized it. Also, if you go down here, you'll see things like fabric, notions, yardage needed. So everything is on our website there for you. And we're gonna hit size customization. Now, when you hit size customization, this brings up for women 17 points of measurements that you're going to enter to get a custom fit garment made just for you. There's two ways of entering your measurements. You can click on a single one and re-enter the number and just go through and enter all of them. If you have questions on how to take a measurement, each measurement has a little diagram to show you where to measure, including, we can click here. So we take all of this into account. Another way to enter measurements is you can click Saved Measurement Profiles. So you can actually have multiple profiles saved to your account that then get automatically added when you click that saved measurement profile. So you could have some for your husband, your sister, your kids, whoever you are sewing for, you can have multiple in there. So then I'm going to hit apply. And you can see here now this dress under size customization now says custom fit Amanda. So this dress is adjusted to my size and it's the style I want. So that's what you're gonna do on our website. On our website, you're gonna shop for patterns, you're going to customize them, and you're going to enter your measurements. Once it's all in place in your library and it's customized, we can now move to the app. Now, before we move to the app, I do want to share with you how our subscription works. Here's our options for subscriptions. You can do a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. Our monthly subscription is $9.99 and the yearly is $99.99. So you do get a little bit of a savings with that yearly plan. And what you get with the subscription is the ability to customize and add as many Ditto patterns as you want to your library. So our patterns are, I will show you here. You can see there is a price underneath them. The patterns are individually priced, so you can purchase them individually. Or if you have that subscription, which is 1 month is less than a cost of one of these patterns, you have the ability to add it multiple times to your account in any size, in any style customization available to you, and apply as many measurements as you want. So it's really fantastic if you're making even just one garment a month or not even. It's a savings to get that subscription and be able to add unlimited patterns to your account. It also gives you access to our Bring Your Own Patterns feature. So right now, let me show you this. we have the new ability, this just came out, to upload your own patterns. So if you have patterns, PDF patterns that you love and you've been using for years and years and years, you can now upload them to your account, and use them with your Ditto projector. And I will show you an example of one of these projected. So as long as it's in PDF format, you will be able to now project that pattern that you own. And that is part of the subscription. Okay, so now I want to show you the app. So let's see here. All right, so this is the Ditto app, and I am doing this on my iPad, but you can also do this on a phone, any iOS or Android device. The website you can access on your device or on a computer, but the app is for iOS or Android only. So I have it on my iPad. I also have it saved on my phone. I get the question a lot, can I add it to multiple devices? And the answer is yes. You can have it on your phone, you can have it on your tablet. And this is the little home page here of this app. You can see you can go right to dittopatterns.com with that yellow tile. We also have a tutorial tile, and this will show you how to set up your projector, how to connect to the Wi-Fi, calibration, and all things like that. If you are interested in Ditto, I highly recommend downloading the app. It's free, and just looking at some of these tutorials. We also have a YouTube page that you can watch and see kind of how easy it is to set up and get started with Ditto. All right, so once you click My Pattern Library, I'm going to click on here, and you can see this is the same library I had on my website, or on the website. And this, and here is that dress that I had just customized. You can see on the upper right there, it has my name and when I last edited it. You can click yardage and notions like we had on the website, as well as instructions. And all this information is really fantastic being in an app, because if you're fabric shopping, you can just click this yardage and notions tab here, and you know how much fabric to buy while you're shopping. So there's no need to make a list. Everything is in your pocket ready to go. So now I'm going to bring you to the workspace here. So this is your workspace. And I want to just walk you around all the pieces here. So you can see in the upper left is the name of the dress. You can see we have tutorials and sewing instructions as buttons, so that will bring you right back to those other tiles we talked about. Ditto breaks down your garment into main, lining, interfacing, and others. So it's really easy to keep track of what you need to cut just by going through those buttons. There's also a reference layout depending on the width of your fabric. It'll tell you or suggest how you can lay out your pieces. And then here's your pattern pieces. So to bring a pattern piece in, you just hold it down with your finger till it kind of lights up or hovers there, and you drag it into the workspace. And I dropped it. So I'm doing this all with my fingers, and I can just move this around like this. I can mirror it. I can rotate it. So if you want to do something on the bias, or you want all your grain lines to go the same way, I can just bring these in here like this. So it's really fantastic. You can follow that reference guide, or just start bringing these in. And this is really fantastic for just being frugal with your fabric. I'm not going to get crazy here, but you can see how easy it is to just bring pieces in and kind of puzzle piece them in there. Okay, so now I want to show you what it's like to project. I know this is what we all want to see here. So give me a moment to turn some of my lights off. And you can see you can see how as I get darker, how this shows up really nicely, the projection. I do have, it's daytime, I have light coming in. I did close my blinds, but you can see there's still a good amount of light in here. I can see my hands, I can see my cutting tools, but I'll be able to see this projection. Okay, so now here you go. This is my iPad screen. And what I'm going to do is hit send to projector. So now you can see this projected exactly what I had out there, and say I want to move a piece like this one, I want to mirror this. Okay, and now I can send to projector and watch as this piece moves. See, that just jumps, so it very quickly is adjustable as you're working. And I think I did mention how quick it is to calibrate this. So there is a little button. Let me show you here. Down in the center here, there's one that says calibrate. If you click this, this is going to tell you exactly how to calibrate your projector. It's as easy as taking a photo. So it takes seconds. I just wanted to show you that, but definitely watch our videos on calibration because it's really awesome. Okay, so now you can see that I have this projected, and I'm going to get some fabric out to show you how easy it is to cut. All right. So I just have some white cotton here, and I didn't iron it, but of course you would iron it before cutting your pieces. You can cut items on the fold. Some of these even say cut on the fold. You can cut 2 at a time. We have some videos if you're cutting something a little thicker, how to prepare your space for that. So all I'm going to do, say I'm ready to cut out this piece here, is I'm going to get this lined up, and I'm cutting 2 at once, or double layer. I can put my weights down here like this. So this is where these weights come into play. They're going to hold my fabric in place. And this is where my rotary cutter comes into place. So I can just start cutting my piece. And I get the question a lot, are you able to see your lines as you're cutting? Your hand doesn't block them. And you can see here, I can easily see where I'm cutting as I cut. So just like this. We go here. And I am cutting on the calibration mat and the cutting mat. So again, you could switch it out or use this mat that comes with your Ditto. No need to get a second mat. So you see here, now I have this perfectly cut piece, and this pattern was made to my measurements. So I can feel good about the fit. I'm getting a custom fit, and I can get right into cutting without wrestling paper or anything that right away. To mark your notches or anything like a zipper line or a dart, it's easy enough just to follow your markings here, like that. And something I like to do is, I will bring this out so you can see here, is let's just move this out of the way. I'm going to mirror this, and I'm going to send that. And you see this piece just flipped here. So now I can lay this like this right in top here, and I can continue adding my markings. This is really great too for marking things like buttonholes. You can just lay your front pieces on and just mark your buttonholes and flip it over as needed. It's also great if you're someone like me who always forgets to mark things. I don't have to go through all the paper and try to find that one piece. I can just project the piece I need, line it back up, and then do all these markings. So really easy and quick to do that. Because you can see through the projection and you're not covering up your fabric with a pattern piece. This is also really great for pattern matching or fussy cutting if you want a specific flower in a specific place. You're able to see right through. If you do embroidery and you want an embroidery centered like right on the cap of the sleeve, you're able to shift this fabric with your design right in place before projecting. So that's that. The next thing I wanted to show you is what to do if you need to cut a bigger piece that is bigger than your table. So let's switch cameras here. So I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to clear them, and I'm going to bring in the skirt piece. There we go. So you're going to get this notice about splicing required. It's going to talk you through how to do this. So we're going to hit OK. And what's going to happen is there's these little red arrows that I'm going to press to move my pattern piece in the workspace. So let's send this to the projector. All right, so it sent this piece here. And you can see here that it is filling up my piece and it's ending right here. I'm gonna slide my mat right down. All right. And I kind of have this funky piece here, but that's okay because I'm just demonstrating how to cut this out. So what you would do to cut a larger piece is, you see here, I'm lining it up, and this is where these red dot splicing stickers are going to come into place. So what you do before cutting is you're going to place these stickers over the red dots that are projecting down here. All right. It also has white stickers. So now I'm cutting white fabric. I wouldn't necessarily use these, but if you're cutting red, you could use those white stickers. So now that I've got this, I would then cut my whole piece, which I'll do a little bit. And you see here, I'm stopping at these points. Okay. And that's what great, if you pull it out of the way and you're unaligned, it's so easy to realign this. You just move it a little bit and get it back in place. So now everything is matched up. So I'm going to take my iPad, I'm going to click down to move the piece in my workspace and hit send to projector. And you're going to see that piece moved. So all I'm going to do to recut this is just slide it up until my stickers here line back up. Same with this one over here. Now I, again, am using a funky little piece of fabric, so I'm missing this. I wouldn't do this for a real skirt, but you can see just how easy it was. This all lined up that was already cut. So then I could go along and just recut the rest of my skirt here. So that's how easy it is to cut a larger piece. So that's how you do that. The last thing I want to show you is just what a PDF pattern looks like when you project, because they are a little different. So I'm going to go into patterns, and there's a few that I uploaded in here. So I'm going to click, let's click this one. This is one that I left the large and the extra large sizing. I used a third-party pattern program to leave those, and this is really great for grading between sizes. So I'm going to hit send to projector. And here you go. So this is what a PDF looks like. I left the two sizes because when you use a PDF pattern, you're not able to customize them to your measurements the way you can with Ditto patterns, but you can project the patterns you'd like, and then you're able to grade between sizes if you want. And you will just use that splicing feature to move around the file here. So I would just move around. I'm going to change my camera just so you can see it a little better. So I'm just using these red arrows to move around, and then when I get it a place that I like it, I can hit send to projector. And you see this projected, this other area. So that's how you go about the PDFs. So you're able to use your own PDFs as well as those Ditto patterns that are customizable to your size and measurements and the style that you want to get, those necklines, those sleeves. So this really opens so many opportunities to make so many garments that are a perfect fit for you, as well as to use your own PDFs that you already know and love. So I'm going to take a moment just to turn my lights back on. All right, so I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. Again, if you have any questions about Ditto, we'll be answering them in the chat. So please put your questions in the chat. We love hearing from you. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Did you happen? I had to check to make sure my mic was on. We were just having the discussion if mics were on, and I thought, oh, what if I turned it off? Anyhow, I hope you loved the presentation there on the Ditto. It's really a fabulous system. Ditto is, as you heard, is a way for you to be able to create garments that fit you perfectly because it uses your measurements. So it is the projector, and it comes in this nice little box like this, but when you saw her set it up, or what her setup was, it's really doesn't take up much space, and you can just slip it in the closet if you're not using it. So what comes with, thank you, Lois. Oh, and I gotta tell you, if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat because we'll try to answer them here, and then we'll go from there. But the question was, what comes with the Ditto? Well, you get the projector and the stand, and that stand, I don't know if it was clear enough, but that the stand for it, or the pole, is telescoping, so it's a tension rod. So that's what will attach, in between the floor and the ceiling. So it's really easy to install because it really is like a cafe rod. And then you get a rotary cutter. You get those weights, which are beautiful, lovely weights. And then you also get the folding mat. It's a calibration mat. And you can also cut on it if you'd like to, but you don't have to use that mat. You can actually, once it's calibrated, you can actually use your regular standard mat if you'd like. And then also comes with the positioning stickers. So, and speaking of the positioning stickers, those are used, like she showed with that skirt, the big circle skirt, when you're needing to shift a piece that is larger than the projection area, it has a place for you to put the stickers on, and then that way when you shift you can see exactly where to line back up with the next piece, so it's one whole piece when you cut it out. Now you can reuse those stickers, and until they, here's how long you can use them. You can use them until they don't stick anymore. Okay. That's the kind of the rule of thumb. But once they don't stick anymore and you're out of stickers, they're the same size as the colored dots that you get at like Office Depot. They're just I think they're like a 3/4 inch circle. So you can just use those dots. They're really very easy to get. You might even be able to get them at the grocery store. So you can just use those. Okay, more questions. What if I have a taller ceiling? Oh, Wanda, excellent question. That's really easy because in our stores we have ceilings that are much higher than the 10 feet because it works best with ceilings that are 8 to 10 feet tall, and it can go lower, but you need to have 51 inches between the projector and your cutting surface, which is really easy even with a 7-foot ceiling. Okay, so what if it's taller? All you need to do is secure the pole onto your table that you're going to be using. So what we've done at the stores is we've used zip ties to kind of just firm it up, and so you can find a multitude of different ways. You could probably even use duct tape if you want to, but who wants to do that? I'd make it prettier than that. Maybe a nice ribbon, some selvages, or whatever you like there. And do you have to attach it to the ceiling? No, you do not have to attach it to the ceiling. So if you want to attach it to your table, you can do that. It does not come with a bracket to attach it to the table, but you can attach it to the table in a way that you find works for you. We've gotten L brackets that we have attached to the table and to the pole here at our stores. And then of course it doesn't permanently attach to your ceiling even if you do use it with your ceiling, because it is simply a tension rod like a cafe rod. So it's really, really easy to use. Now as soon as this came out, the Ditto came out, I had to have one. So I think I was one of the first ones to get one because I couldn't help myself. I love the idea of being able to have an idea and to be able to create a garment immediately. So I want to show you this one. This one, a little top, I did this as a serger project from our Tuesday morning, our How Do I series on Tuesday mornings at 10 o'clock. So you can watch us on Facebook and YouTube. We're there, and we do all sorts of different topics every week. Now this little top, I was able to go from folded fabric, pull up a pattern from Ditto, cut it out and stitch it, and it was probably maybe 30 minutes long from fabric to a wearable garment. So that's what Ditto's going to do for us, is that you don't have to now, when you have the desire to wear something new or have a new garment, you don't have to go to the fabric store and look for a pattern and hope it's in stock and all those things. You can just go to Ditto, pull up the pattern you want, and of course if it's a Ditto pattern, you put your sizes in and it's going to fit you perfectly, which is so awesome. So I love that. And then we do have a special guest with us, and this model is wearing the bell dress. So here's Carmen in Here's Carmen in the lovely spring dress of Belle. It has a full skirt and an off-the-shoulder look with a beautiful lace-up back. Isn't she lovely? Yeah. Thank you, Carmen. So anyway, isn't that cute? That was made by one of our gals here at the Tuck Willis store by Amy. And it's just really, it is a lovely dress. And that was one of the, it's a linen fabric that we had here in our stores. And if you didn't know, we do have a fabric in most of our stores now. So anyhow, the Ditto is going to help you with that. Now, another exciting thing is that Ditto adds patterns every month to their to the menu of patterns that you have accessible. There are men's, women's, children's, there's accessories, all sorts of different things that you can choose from. And then also you can now use your own PDF patterns and use those with the Ditto. So you don't have to worry about printing things up, wasting paper and resources, and then heaven forbid taping all those pieces of paper together. You can just project your pattern and you're ready to go, which is so awesome. So that is the Ditto. And we have more questions. Is 4 feet tabletop to ceiling enough space for it to project? Girl Friday, what's 4 times 12? 48. No, ma'am. Or I didn't catch the name. You need 51 inches. So if you have a surface, maybe you can adjust the height of your cutting table, or what I ended up doing was using like my dining room table because I have a high cutting table. My cutting table is actually higher than most. And then we have, do they have patterns for pet clothes? They do, and I'm sure they're even expanding on that one. And are there patterns for home decor? I believe there is some home decor, but I think that's a small category, and there are bags and other things like that. And like I said, men's and women's, but remember, it's all growing. And how many different sizes can be stored in the Ditto? I love the fashion show. So Carmen, you got a thumbs up on that one because she's a professional model. So how many can you store? You don't have to just store one set of measurements. You can put in multiple sets of measurements. So you can put your husband in there, your daughter-in-law, your grandkids, and then anytime you need something, you want to make something for them, you can just do that. Now here's my tip. If you want to do that, long before Christmas, get their measurements so you have plenty of time to make it. Okay, can you use your measurements in Ditto with patterns purchased on other sites? The Ditto works with your measurements and the Ditto patterns. So it doesn't have the ability to take something you bought from another site and control the pattern, because that would be a PDF and it wouldn't be adjustable. It's kind of like a Ditto pattern is pizza dough that isn't cooked yet, and you can stretch it to fit the certain pan that you have, or squish it to a smaller pan. But another pattern that's something else is already cooked and the pizza's already that size. So that is that one. Okay, any more questions that are coming up? I'm trying to read. So, okay, so if you have more, one more question. Do you think Ditto will be expanding to future include quilt patterns? Oh, I don't know, Carl. That's a great idea. I will make a suggestion on that one because, I've been texting the Ditto guy today, but I will make a suggestion on that. But just so you know, there is the Design and Quilt software, which is kind of like that, but it's not projected, but you can create your own patterns and your own quilt things in that software. And so that might fit your needs, what you want. Oh, we have another question. If your ceiling is not completely smooth, would the tension pole still work? Okay. That brings up 2 thoughts in my mind. If it's not completely smooth, like a popcorn ceiling or maybe a textured ceiling, it should still work because it just needs purchase to have tension for it to stay there. If it's a sloped ceiling and it has an angle to it, then you may want to secure to your tabletop. And again, that's just really, really not a hard thing to do. We do that all the time because I should explain the little clamp we found. We got an L bracket, just a little L bracket that we attach to the pole, and then we use a clamp to clamp it, and it's a C clamp that you just screw and tighten down, and we use that to secure it to the table. Okay, and again, you can just pop it back into your closet because it just folds away. So, well, it's a pole, it's skinny. It goes away really easy. So anyhow, okay, I think that was all the questions on that. So let's look at the price, because before you put the slide up to our magic people over here, the Ditto, when I bought it, was $9.99, and that was a great deal. I thought that was fabulous. And they've had some price decreases, and we've been able to do some things. So are you ready for this? The price is now only $3.99. So they've lowered the price down, and it's actually an amazing price. So for $3.99, oh, heaven's sakes, think about all the time and the headache you're going to save by not having to tape stuff together. Nobody likes to tape paper together. And the resources that it wastes, oh my goodness. And heaven's sakes, after Thanksgiving, you're not quite the same size anyway, so you need to change the size, and then you'd have to print it all over and tape it all together. So this is a really great price, and we can ship this. So it's $3.99. The regular current regular manufacturer's price is $5.99. You can get it for $3.99, and just give us a call at 1-800-687-5175, or pop into your local store and we can get you one. In fact, they might even have one in stock, and you can take it home today if they do. So that's an awesome deal. But it's really a fun thing, and you're going to absolutely love it. It's going to save you lots of time. Oh, we have another question. How many patterns come with the initial price? You get a trial subscription to Ditto, and so then you have access to all the Ditto patterns during that trial subscription. And then after that, if you decide you don't want to have a subscription, you can just do it a la carte. You can just purchase the patterns that you want, and you have them forever. And then that still is so convenient, and they're about the same price as a standard pattern in the fabric store is. But if you decide to get the membership, then all the patterns that are Ditto patterns you have access to. And their library of Ditto patterns is always expanding, and also the other third-party patterns that they have in there are growing as well. So you'll see Liesl & Co., you see Simplicity, you'll see other patterns in there. And those ones are set as the manufacturer. The Ditto one is kind of like Mr. Potato Head, when you can pick and choose, you change the size, you can pick the different sleeves and do that sort of thing. But the ones from the manufacturers are more they're set more, they're defined a little bit more specifically for the style. So the monthly subscription is $9.99, but if you want to sign up for a full year, that's only $99.99, so you get 2 months free. So if you even were to do one pattern a month, that more than pays for it. So the monthly subscription will cost you less. So that's really fun. And can you purchase the fabric weight separately? At this time, they don't have them available, but they know that people want them because I've even asked. So, yeah. They may, but right now they do not have them. Oh, yes, Mr. Potato Head is my fave. You know,